Think of a place where thousands of people are eating, sleeping, watching shows, surfing, and swimming all at the same time, while floating in the middle of the ocean. That's Symphony of the Seas. But this isn't just a cruise ship. It's a fully functioning city on water, packed with everything from luxury restaurants and zip lines to waste management systems and industrial-grade engines. And behind the scenes is a non-stop operation, coordinated down to the minute with no room for error. So what does it take to run this behemoth every single week? Feeding thousands, generating its own power, recycling its own waste, and keeping everything on schedule down to the minute. It's not just luxury, it's logistics, pressure, and non-stop precision. Stay with us. You're about to get a rare look inside one of the most complex and self-sufficient operations afloat, a side of life at sea that most passengers never even know exists. Let's start with scale. Symphony of the Seas is longer than the Empire State Building is tall. It stretches 1,188 feet across 18 decks and carries over 8,000 people, more than 6,000 passengers and 2,200 crew. It's divided into 7 themed neighborhoods, designed not just for fun, but to control the flow of thousands of guests. Think of it like urban planning, but with water slides. There's a 10-story spiraling water slide, a zip line that lets you fly over a bustling boardwalk, an open-air park with over 20,000 real plants swaying in the ocean breeze. And here's the genius. Every part of the layout is engineered to reduce crowding. Even the number of steps between your cabin and your favorite restaurant has been carefully calculated to optimize movement. It's a cruise ship that behaves like a smart city, guiding its people without them even noticing. But here's where the real work begins. Turnaround day. Every Saturday in Miami, thousands of guests disembark. Within hours, thousands more are boarding. The ship has just 9 hours to hit reset on what is essentially a floating metropolis. That includes cleaning all 2,759 rooms, restocking every kitchen, refueling and handling over 500,000 pounds of fresh supplies. To do that, a small army of workers jumps into action the moment the gangway opens. Laundry machines run non-stop. Cabin crews scrub and flip rooms assembly line style. And delivery trucks arrive with clockwork precision. It's a high-stakes game. If even one truck is delayed, say a container of seafood or bottled water doesn't arrive on time, it could throw off the ship's entire departure schedule. There are no extensions. No, we'll catch up later. The ship leaves on time. Period. And if all that sounds intense, just wait until you hear how they feed everyone on board. Most guests don't eat 3 meals a day. They graze all day long. There's late-night room service, poolside snacks, buffet lunches, and specialty dinners. And behind every bite, there's an invisible supply chain humming quietly in the background. In total, Symphony of the Seas serves over 30,000 meals every single day. To make that possible, there are 36 different kitchens on board, operated by over 1,000 culinary workers. And these aren't tiny galley setups. Some resemble full-scale restaurant kitchens. There's a butcher shop, a fish thawing area, a bakery that produces more than 40 kinds of bread from scratch, and a pastry kitchen that turns out intricate desserts by the thousands. Each kitchen is connected by a hidden artery deep inside the ship. Deck 2's I-95. It's a crew-only corridor that runs the length of the vessel, acting like a secret underground highway. Food, dishes, and ingredients move quickly and silently here, completely out of sight from guests above. Every walk-in fridge is labeled and monitored. Dairy, seafood, meat, produce. Even bananas are sorted by ripeness to ensure they last the full 7-day journey. Inventory is tracked so closely that if a crate of strawberries looks like it might spoil a day early, those berries are reassigned to that night's dessert service. Nothing goes to waste unless it absolutely has to. And it's not just about mass production. On top of the main dining options, Symphony has 12 specialty restaurants on board, each with its own galley, staff, and menu. Italian, sushi, steak, seafood. These restaurants offer a more intimate experience, often requiring reservations and carrying an additional charge. But no matter where you eat, timing and execution matter. If the kitchens fall behind, everything slows down. But when it works, which it usually does, your meal shows up hot, fresh, and exactly how you ordered it. Now imagine the trash created from all of that. You can't just throw things overboard. Symphony of the Seas operates as a zero landfill ship. That means every item of waste, every bottle, box, or leftover is sorted, processed, and stored responsibly. Glass bottles are crushed into a sand-like material. Cardboard is flattened into bales. Plastic is compacted. Everything is kept in refrigerated rooms to control odor and reduce bacteria growth. Food scraps from the kitchens go down special drains that funnel them into a high-tech hydro processor. That machine grinds the scraps, filters the waste, and holds the liquid until it can be safely incinerated or processed back on land. Even the water from your toilet goes through treatment. Black water and gray water are purified in multiple stages until they meet or exceed U.S. federal standards. And it doesn't stop there. The ship pulls in seawater and converts it into drinkable water, up to 150,000 liters every hour. That means when you take a shower or brush your teeth, the water may have come from the ocean just a few hours earlier. Powering all of this requires a staggering amount of energy. Symphony runs on 6 diesel engines that generate electricity for every onboard system, from escalators and elevators to hot tubs and lighting. But it's not just about brute force. The ship uses azipods, giant propulsion units that can rotate 360 degrees. These allow the captain to maneuver a 228,000-ton vessel with surprising grace. Tiny air bubbles are released beneath the hull to reduce drag and save fuel. Waste heat from the engines is recycled and used to warm pools and crew showers. Efficiency is everywhere, even in the way the ship moves through water. And while the systems are brilliant, none of it works without people. The crew is the human engine behind everything. Staff members come from more than 70 countries. Many are on contracts that last 6 months to a year. Some work 10 to 12 hours a day, 7 days a week. Crew cabins are compact and often shared, but there are community spaces just for them. Dining halls, a crew-only gym, a small market, and even a crew nightclub. It's not glamorous, but for many, the job offers upward mobility, travel, and steady pay. They form close-knit communities like neighborhoods below deck. Certain positions get more privacy. Senior officers, performers, and department heads may have their own cabins. But for most, it's about the mission. Keep the ship running and keep the guests happy. One of the few departments that actually gets regular applause? Entertainment. The shows on Symphony rival productions in Vegas or on Broadway. Acrobats, high divers, dancers, and aerialists perform several times a week in theaters that double as swimming pools and trampoline stages. The lighting, sound design, and stage mechanics are all custom built to function at sea, where every performance must be flawless, despite the motion of the ship. In one act, a performer named Maz straps into a 3D harness and flies above a crowd of 600 guests, running, flipping, spinning in midair. And she does this on a moving ship. The stakes are real. Performers adapt to ship movement, weather changes, and technical glitches. A slight sway can throw off an entire landing. That's why they rehearse for weeks before ever stepping on stage. Safety crews monitor every show, ready to shut things down if conditions cross the line. By the time the week ends, the ship is already approaching Miami again. Guests begin to pack. Crew members start preparing. Inventory is checked. Lists are reviewed. The cycle resets. And just a few hours after one group walks off, another group walks on, expecting nothing less than a perfect vacation. Everything you've seen, the food, the cleaning, the entertainment, the power systems, it all starts over, without fail, every week. There's no off-season, no extended downtime, just a few precious hours to get ready for thousands of new guests. Because behind the smiling faces, the ocean views, and the endless shrimp cocktail, there's a machine. A floating ecosystem of human coordination, industrial systems, and logistical precision. Symphony of the Seas is a fully orchestrated system, pulsing with human energy and technical brilliance. It's a hotel, a power grid, a water plant, a waste management center, and a food distribution network. Every moment you're on board while you're sipping a drink, watching a show, or relaxing by the pool, hundreds of people below deck are working in tightly choreographed shifts to keep it all running. It's easy to forget that a place designed for leisure can be so dependent on precision. But the truth is, every light switch, every meal, every moment of comfort is backed by an invisible machine, powered by expertise, labor, and relentless coordination. So the next time you see a cruise ship drifting along the horizon, you won't just see a vacation. You'll see a marvel of engineering, logistics, and human effort. And if this is what it takes to run one of these ships, wait until you see what it takes to build one from scratch.